Okay, I'm going to show you what to do in terms of uploading videos to UNSWTV. I've assumed that you've already set up your personal profile. This is the second step. Log in. Once again, just to remind you, log in via your UniPass. Okay, what you initially see is this table list view. What I want to do is point your attention to this area here. These are the three main areas of activity in UNSWTV. You've got your upload templates, your audio, video and PDF button and your collections. What we're going to do is set up an upload template. Click on that button. What happens when you click on that button, you see I've already created a number of video upload templates, as you can see down here. What I want to do is actually create a new one today. Click the green button. Now, what is a template, a video upload template? Try and think of a video upload template as you making a decision on uploading a piece of media and saying, okay, I have the options of publishing the video to UNSWTV portal, our own branded website. I also have the option, if I choose, to publish it to YouTube, and also a third option, iTunes U. So my upload template is basically a series of instructions saying the video from my local desktop, once it actually gets sent to the system, it can go to the portal, to YouTube or iTunes. It's a bit like a bus route. I'm going here, I'm going there, and I'm going here. The template also allows you to do things like set the correct copyright information for your particular video and allows you to do a number of other things. So I think what I'll do is I'll start taking you through that so you get a sense of what the upload template does. Now, the first button here, generic. If you choose to make your template available to others to use, then this is the button you would actually click. Why would you do that? In most cases, if you're setting this template up for a course, you probably wouldn't choose that generic button. But if you're setting up a upload template that you want others to use, say, across the campus, for example, if you are setting up a video space for a club or a society, like a chess club or some other society on campus, you can make this template available so that once people logged in and said, there's my martial arts club videos, they would have access to this template and be able to actually upload into that particular collection that you're going to create. So that's what that button there is for. Next, general details active. If I was to click that button on, what that would mean is that this upload template that I'm creating would immediately become active in the system. Why would I have that option? Well, some people like to create and prepare all their material before a session starts. So you might say have a video each week for your classes. You might have all those prepared, but you don't necessarily want the videos to start uploading once you actually put videos on the system. You might want to have a staggered release. So I, for the purposes of this exercise, will not choose active. What I'm doing is effectively going to give you a workflow where I'm going to create an upload template. I'm going to put a whole bunch of videos in there. I'm going to create a collection in which those videos will end up, but I don't necessarily want those videos to be active immediately. So next thing, you'll see there's a bit of a commonality coming up with the next three steps, which is templates, my videos and my collections, and that is filling out this information. Why this is repeated is that part of the system, one of the designs of the system, it allows people to use UNSWTV in multiple ways. If you're a person who only ever wants to upload one video and you don't necessarily need to use an upload template, and you don't necessarily want to put it in a collection, then there at some point in the uploading process you'll need to add information like this, like metadata information. It's just the way the system works. You need to put a title, a description, and attribute the author, which is usually going to be you. It's designed that if a one-time user wants to upload one video, you can do that using UNSWTV. But the system also allows people who are uploading lots of videos regularly to do this via setting up a number of templates and setting up a collection. The idea here being is that you set up a upload template once with all the instructions as to where your videos will go. You create a collection once saying, well, this is my attributes to this particular collection, and then what you do is after the initial setup is that every time you upload your videos following, say the second, third or fourth video, you only really have to enter the individual information for that particular media. You don't have to create an upload template again, and you don't have to create another collection. So the system allows one-time users to upload fairly simply, and also allows someone who uses media a lot in their course to upload multiple videos without having to necessarily retype information in again and again and again. So for the purposes of this, I'm just going to really go through very quickly the description. And what I want to do now is point your attention to copyright. At the university, we have to make attempts to attribute the right copyright to any material we're posting on a university website. Now I'll click this drop down and you can see there's a number of options here. There's under the Act, Creative Commons, and subgroups under Creative Commons, and all rights reserved. Under the Act is if you're copying material for an educational purposes. For example, if something was broadcast on television, you have rights under some copyright under the Act to redistribute that copyrighted material to your class. Now, traditionally that would have been in the confines of a university classroom, but nowadays that classroom can also be a virtual classroom. So how we are able to do that is if you select under the Act, that means that people who are only staff or students of the university can access that material. So people outside the organisation don't have access. So the way we achieve that is that people have to log in via their UniPass to see any material that is published under the Act. So that is the under the Act copyright attribution. Creative Commons and this list of attributes down here, that's a scenario where if you've created a piece of media in which you own all the material and all the copyright, but you're quite happy for others to use your material, or you're happy for them to use your material and attribute it to you, then these particular ones are the ones you might be looking at in terms of selecting a copyright attribution. And the final one down the bottom is all rights reserved. Now, this is also for a piece of media that you've created, but you don't necessarily want anyone else to copy. So if you're not too sure about what those actually mean, if you click on this little button down here, you'll see a whole list of a bit more detail, a list of what those copyright attributions are. And we're hoping soon to actually have a link here on this part that goes to a website, a university website, that gives you more information about some of the copyright options that you have. So that is coming fairly soon, we hope. Moving on from copyright, process video on upload. If I was to click this button, effectively this template, this upload template, becomes one in which the moment a video is uploaded using the template, the video is processed. So remember earlier I talked about doing a staggered release of material over the session. You wouldn't have this button on if you wanted to do a staggered release. But if you wanted to have an upload template that said, okay, the moment a video is uploaded using this template, it processes and sends it to those multiple locations or even one location, that's the button that I would have on. Now, for the purposes of today's exercise, I'm going to have that off. Moving further down, top video, tail video, and watermark. You might have seen this already, but if you haven't, we have the ability to put a little 5-second UNSW branded video at the beginning of our videos. This is an addition to what you're uploading, and you can see here the options that we have. I might just, for the purpose of this exercise, put on UNSW top. There's also a tail video, which is just a standard video at the end for all faculties. I'll select that as well. And the third option here is watermark, and this is just a UNSWTV letters on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, so that if your material ever gets sent or copied to other places, there'll always be a little imprint on the video that says to people that this video has come from UNSWTV. I'm going to select that. Ignore this option. Now down here you've got the ability to automatically assign to a collection. Now if you've already created a collection, say you're in second session for the year, and you've got a collection that you created earlier, and you wanted to put more videos into that collection, say one you made from first session, then you have the option of selecting that, so that any videos that come into the system via this new upload template will push these videos to that old collection. So an example scenario is that if you're having students upload videos into the system in first session, and then you've created a second collection, say the best 10 videos for session 1, and then in session 2 you want to create another group, say the best 10 videos for session 2, you might actually put a collection that goes best 20 videos for 2009. You will put these new videos using this new upload template into that other collection you've created previously. So that's one of the scenarios about where you might choose to put new videos into a previously created collection. Once again, going down to schools, I would select DVC Academic, and this is the last but probably very important area to look at. If I'm wanting to create a private collection, that is one that is only available to a group that I choose, this is where I'd click that option. By clicking that button there, I'm restricting access. Now, if your copyright is under the Act, then this will probably have to be on. But if I wanted to restrict this particular video to a certain group of students, in particular, say, a course cohort, I would type in that number, for example. Now, only students enrolled in that course, that active course, will be able to view the material that I'm going to post up. Now, if I had multiple courses, I would put a comma, and then I'd go something like that. So now all students enrolled in those 2 courses would be able to view my material. But not only are they able to view your material, if you've created the template correctly, the students will actually be able to upload into that particular collection that we're creating. So effectively what you're doing is you're creating a space for both yourself and students to upload material into, which is only viewable by students enrolled in that course. So that's how you create a private collection. I'm not going to do that at the moment. I would hit save, and then that's basically how you would create an upload template. Next thing to do is to actually upload a piece of media, and that's in step 3.